So oftentimes psychedelics act as an opening. Like I first started meditating after I did psychedelics.
Yeah.
Psychedelics will act as that opening of, oh, this awareness of something that's beyond us. It sort of clears the clouds from the mountaintop, if you will, so you can see the top of the mountain. And then meditation is the practice that helps you to continue to go up that mountain.
Where do you see the biggest benefit for yourself? I mean, in the beginning of our conversation, you quickly explained it. What were your experience when you started doing it? How is it now after so many years? How do you still see progress?
Well, think of it as like training, right? Like when you're training for a boxing match, when you're training for a fight, when you're training for some sort of athletic competition, when you're in it and you're training and you're going through all the motions, it can be stressful, it can be exhausting, it can be difficult at times, like building a business. Like I've now built 3 businesses, like that's stressful. There's a lot of things that are difficult that happen. So the way that I use psychedelics now, at these high doses, is as a way to sort of get perspective on everything that's been going on. It's a way to have a 50,000 foot view on things, to kind of assess and reflect on how have the last few months gone, how have the last 6 months gone. So just as a way, it's a practice of rest and regeneration at this point in time. And usually when I have those high doses, it gives me a chance to pause, to reflect on how things have been going, and then to basically set a new compass of where I want to take, my profession or my relationships or whatever else it might be. And then once that new compass is set, then we have practices and tools that help us to basically spend more time in flow towards that new North Star and that new compass. So that could be something like microdosing, where when we microdose consistently, it just helps us to stay more present. It helps us to adapt to new circumstances and new situations. It helps us to learn things quicker. So really that's sort of the way that I use it now, where it's an opportunity to step back, reflect, regenerate, recharge, and then set a new compass, which I can then follow through with microdosing or meditation or any other sort of modality.
Would you say psychedelics are replacing meditation work, or do you think, well, if people are meditating on a regular basis, they would have the same effect
as taking psychedelics?
Yeah.
So a lot of people who became more or less like the prominent Zen teachers, like Jack Kornfield and Sharon Salzberg and Tara Brach and even Deepak Chopra, and you name any sort of like prominent spiritual teacher in the world today, almost all of them without exception started down the path of meditation through psychedelics in the 60s. So oftentimes psychedelics act as an opening. Like I first started meditating after I did psychedelics. Yeah. Psychedelics will act as that opening of, oh, this awareness of something that's beyond us. It sort of clears the clouds from the mountaintop, if you will, so you can see the top of the mountain. And then meditation is the practice that helps you to continue to go up that mountain. The benefit to meditation is it's completely endogenous. You're not using any drugs. You're not using any sort of external stimuli. So through a practice of meditation, you're cultivating more presence. You're cultivating resilience. You're cultivating the ability to respond to difficult and chaotic situations with compassion and patience and things like that. Psychedelics, they do very similar things, but they're also not a replacement for meditation. So like I said before with the dentist analogy, right? Like if a peak experience with psychedelics or Burning Man or whatever else is that once every 6 months, having a meditation practice in between those helps us to stay clean and present and whatnot. So they're not, one can't replace the other. Psychedelics can lead to a better meditation practice, especially for people who maybe have only tried meditation and feel like, I don't get this, or I feel stuck, or this isn't working for me. Psychedelics might be a better initial sort of catalyst before really diving deep into a meditation practice.